it's a great to be here again today to talk about Australia and our engagement with Palau, especially in this lead into this very special time with Palau hosting the Pacific Island Forum Leaders Meeting. I'm sure a number of listeners have already been hearing the very long marathon press conference held this afternoon on all of the questions relating to the forum.
Yeah.
But we're excited because as a forum country, a forum member, we're obviously very close to the action as well, and we wanted to have a chance this afternoon to chat about how Australia fits into the picture.
All right. Well, I'm excited, and I know that there's a lot of things that are going to be happening. There's uh, people that are going to be here that are going to be helping us because it takes a lot to put together this Pacific Islands Forum. So we're very fortunate for this relationship that Palau has with Australia. So. We've seen a lot of work happening to prepare for the PIF leaders meeting. So, what's been happening on the Australian side?
So, well, on the Australian side, we know that hosting the leaders meeting is a really significant responsibility. For Palau, it means sort of shepherding this important regional forum through a period, and taking responsibility for what is a significant load of work. We're grateful for Palau, the care and commitment and the leadership that they've brought to the role so far. And we know that they start being formally as chair once the PIF Forum Leaders Meeting commences. Um, at the request of the government Palau, we've obviously looked to help support in ways that we can to ensure Palau is best prepared and best positioned to ensure a successful, safe, and effective leaders meeting. So we've been working with the government to deliver a package of assistance, including some logistical and financial support to the Ministry of State. And shout out to the Ministry of State listeners here, who I know listen to the program. That financial and logistical support is to ensure that they're best able to engage with their hosting responsibilities, but also their year-long chair responsibilities. There's extra work that has to be done at the UN. There's extra work that has to be done in other regional forums, and so we want to make sure that they're best placed to be able to engage in all of that. We've also provided 24 new cars to the Bureau of Public Safety, and it's really great to have the Minister and Officer Ryan joining us today. And I know we'll have a bit more of a chat around our specific support to the Bureau, but also through some regional security measures. But we've also provided new uniforms as well to the Bureau of Public Safety, and supported them on some major event security planning. So maybe I'll use that as an opportunity just to sort of throw to the minister. And I know we're going to come and talk a bit about PPSG later, but I guess your reflections on those elements of support and how they've helped BPS prepare.
Well, thank you, Ambassador Sharp, and thank you, Randy, for this opportunity. But I just want to begin by expressing my appreciation to Ambassador Sharp for the opportunity to be able to be here and engage in this discussions, and really showcasing that specific partnership between the government of Australia, the government of Palau, in particular, in the area of policing. So major partnership between the Bureau of Public Safety for the Ministry of Justice with the Australian Federal Police, and through that partnership that has been cultivating over the past 30 years, because you talk about the patrol boat program that we have, which is a little bit over 30 years old now. The outcomes and the fruits that have come about because of that partnership, and we realizing that really at this time when Palau is hosting PIF, and as you mentioned, all the contributions through assets as well as capacity development in different areas in preparing for the overall security planning and component of PIF has been invaluable to ensuring our preparedness to be able to provide that level of security that an event at this scale calls for. So, as you mentioned, Ambassador, we have the spanking new 24 vehicles that literally the last of the two rolled out of the containers yesterday. So we have the whole fleet here on island. We're undertaking the whole process of, registration and getting them tagged and ready to be able to use them for PIF. But the best part of that, Ambassador Sharp, is this will be assets that our policing efforts in Palau will continue to use post PIF to strengthen and support our policing post PIF. And also, you talked about uniforms and we've set up the command post for the police down at PCC, and it was packed with police officers going in and out last night up until 9 p.m. of police officers coming in to sign out their brand new Class A uniforms as similar to what Officer Ryan is wearing. And if I may, Ambassador, the value of that whole package is well worth over $75,000, and that I wish you were there to see the smiles of our police officers. But those are only a very few. I think a big component of the overall package has been the value of the engagement in the past. Really beginning late last year to the beginning of this year up to now has been the continued engagement between the Bureau of Public Safety and the AFP in particularly with PPSG in putting together a comprehensive, robust and progressive security plan that really has not left anything to chance, and that has been we have finalized that plan, and it has been done largely with the expert guidance and assistance of senior police officers of the Australian Federal Police and folks from the PPSG and Pinkenba Training Center, and I told police officers at a recent briefing that we had that as the Minister of Justice entrusted with the security for PIF, I'm extremely proud of the security plan and everything that it's put together, including assets and you didn't mention it, but a big component is the radio comm support that PPSG AFP is bringing in to ensure uninterrupted, efficient radio communications over PIF and beyond PIF. So thank you so much. I can't say enough about the value of the partnership between Palau and Australia, specifically in the area of policing, ranging from our maritime security to transnational crime and planning and operational planning. So I want to take this opportunity and just relay our appreciation for all that support, Ambassador.
I appreciate that, Minister. And as you said, while this is to support notionally a very significant event that Palau is, doing, taking an important role for the region to lead this, it is indicative of the long ongoing partnership that we've had in the bilateral space, and it will continue to deliver for the people and government of Palau after the forum is finished. We also have a couple of other things that we're also supporting on as well. A couple of extra Qantas flights that will be coming in directly before and after the leaders' meeting to ensure people from around the region can get here and participate. And I know those flights are packed to the brim with people, so that's really exciting. And also some cybersecurity assistance. We've got cyber rapid teams coming out here to ensure a safe and secure PIF leaders, because we know that the cyberspace and cybersecurity world has become much more challenging for hosting events such as these, and it's great that we can come out and both provide that support, but also, as you touched on, provide support that means local skills also are
Mm.
increased, and Palau is better positioned to be able to manage these things into the future. So, we're looking forward to working together and partnering on a successful leaders meeting, and we're really grateful for all the work Palau has done to date to ensure that's ready and ready to go.
Yeah, I think it's amazing, and for some reason I can't get it out of my head. Like it's just ringing in my head over and over again. All these great plans. At some point, kami tune in. Se otorang nila Minister Gidra Jennifer Olgarin, Minister of Justice. Dira kalmang dadura. Gel Ambassador el Mora Plura Australia. Gel la gal toklurio dong tmok el security al pif. Minister Mal Swad el mom dingna se. Nga ulmo mal gira del security al pif. And the era that we're say. And nakadana sel kuk teme de lore liatra litak. We're gonna play our first song because we kind of highlight Australian songs or artists from Australia. So our first artist, speaking of Can't Get You Out of Our Head, is Kylie Minogue with Can't Get You Out of My Head right here on EPFM Eco Paradise. And when we come back, kita ko kumulmut el mitra angel tara officer angel underground el direkal ko uriolo o security al pif. So stay tuned. The obor sel drutel me Kylie Minogue right here on EPFM Eco Paradise, giving us Can't Get You Out of My Head or your head. Okay, always say again, malungi tapses ngayon marbekla ko tune in na EPFM Eco Paradise sa kadamal mereka sulit tikad sa lidra blura Australia tengah sale program kita dom kodong mong Australia Unpacked. Ediklut klat kabekla ko la singaling sel parta program kita both give away prices mga akmal di kamlo mereka ko lawan again maralungin asilingil team tam anes de mergos maral ko sa bakla. Oy, mal swam win agay, mal game answer agay question sa gibo mo gira rule. Tiklom klak tigel mne last the winners as please make sure ko mora asel Australian Embassy nga bebula bank of Guam. We might get prices sa kami ngayon tigel bebula winners sa dira full nga prices again. Okay, malway sa the continue program rigid. Mga tanga talo bingge at nga minister Justice Miss Honorable Jennifer Olgarin madirakal ngartiang ilang gel officer Ryan ngilamang yor. Okay, maloy say ko damay gan muna gel at nga ambassador Rabler Australia Australia-Palau. Once again, the mic goes to you, Ambassador Toby Sharp.
So we're already having a bit of a chat about the support Australia is providing around both the security and the non-security aspects for Pacific Island Forum Leaders Meeting. But one thing that we're really looking forward to is the deployment of the Pacific Policing Support Group, who will be here from next week to help support the Bureau of Public Safety with the security operations for securing the leaders meeting. People might remember that they were here last year for the Pacific Mini Games. And there were only about 20 or so officers there this last time, but because of the nature of what's in front of everyone with this very big task, we're expecting well over 100, maybe about 120 police officers coming from 12 different Pacific nations deploying here. It will be the largest ever deployment of the PPSG, but I think we're really excited because Palau have been strong supporters of the PPSG. And I think, the community really enjoyed their interactions with them last year. So we're really excited to have them here. And I guess, Minister, are you excited to have them here as well?
Oh, Ambassador, I'm very, very excited over the prospect of welcoming them back into Palau. As you said, they debuted here in Palau last year around July during the Pacific Mini Games, and that was very successful. And as you said, this is sort of at a larger scale. You have the collective Pacific Island leaders, forum leaders, convening here over a week's period to talk about all the key issues that are impacting the Pacific as a region. And it's important that we ensure that the level of security is at a level that is strategic and comparable to their levels their high officials. One, there's certain established protocols that are attached to this level of leadership when they travel. But other than that, just ensuring the climate of the Pacific at the moment requires that we ensure that the events are conducted, the meetings, the engagements, and the discussions are conducted in an environment where there is zero risk of disruption or anything that might be caused to interfere with the fluidity of the discussions, the very important discussions that they're going to hold to include things like impacts of climate change, transnational crime, geopolitics, and all the different important areas that the leaders need to talk about in terms of the Pacific. And that's why we reached out to PPSG, and then for folks, PPSG is a Pacific Police Support Group, and it's simply a structure of Pacific policing agencies around the region that come together to support a Pacific island when there are major events, when there's a crisis, when there's disasters, or things like the Pacific Mini Games and the upcoming PIF that are sort of where we anticipate multiple events going on and large crowds. And then we can tap into that mechanism. It's an initiative by the Pacific Island Chiefs Police, PICP, and it's an initiative that Australia took on. They took that initiative and structured and developed the framework and provided a training site, which is a Pinkenba Training Center in Brisbane, Australia, where member countries undertake 6 months training, and Officer Ryan will speak more in detail about his experience when he was there, what kind of training that they go to undertake when they do go to the training center. But on my part, as the Minister of Justice, we are very blessed to have this mechanism because, as I've said it many times over public engagements, Ambassador, that our local police were short-manned across the bureau, and having the ability to be able to engage with PPSG at the number of deployment that they're bringing in, we're able to ensure that our standard operations, which is patrol, the prison, fire, and all the other policing functions that we do every day, are able to remain at the operational standard that we want, because we're going to be supplemented and assisted by this deployment. So absolutely excited and happy that PPSG is coming down to give that critical support that we need to get this thing going in terms of security. So thank you for that, Ambassador, and perhaps you can have Officer Ryan
No, that's right.
introduce himself and
Indeed, talk about his experiences. We obviously, as the minister said, the PPSG model is around bringing police from all around the region together to train together to be able to be interoperable. And so that means if countries around the Pacific require additional support, whether that's in times of crisis, such as following a natural disaster, or whether they're hosting major events like the PIF, they can request support from the region. And it means, we're ensuring that, Pacific-led solutions to Pacific security challenges are maintained. The Pacific can can look out for each other and support one another in dealing with these challenges. Officer Ryan joining us today. It's great. You've gone through the training process, and I'd be really interested to hear about what your experience of training at Pinkenbow is like.
All right. Thank you, Ambassador. Thank you, Minister. My time at Brisbane at the Pinkenba Center. The center was it's designed for Pacific policing,
Mm.
so we can handle any disasters, planned events, and unplanned events. Planned events, which is like this beef is coming, so it's have a chance for us to encounter different people from around Pacific, and they're all police officers, and we come along side by side, and then the course. Well, the multiple course they gave us was like first aid and search and rescue, command and control, behind the bats, which was a really good course, and leadership skills. These courses were designed just for Pacific and how we can save our Pacific region. It made us come together as one and have a chance to learn each heritage from around the Pacific, their religions, and how they do their own policing in their own countries. Pinkaba Center was really, they had good accommodations, uh, really, really nice staff. They make sure our leads are there, make sure we learned a lot. And one thing I really liked about it, they had a really good gym, which our physical fitness was, comes number one. And yeah, I enjoyed my time there. We had 6 months of training, and I wish it could be more longer, but I had to come back.
Well, no, I guess that's sort of the core of it, right? You'll go and train, and then you'll come back and
Yeah.
be able to dedicate yourself to, ensuring that the policing here in Palau can be, even that just one little bit better with the skills that you've learnt along the way. And, there's so many stories of so many officers that have gone through so far, and I know other Palauan officers are there at the moment. So excited in due course to have them return as well and be part of that cohort. And Palau in the future might have their officers deployed to another country as part of the PPSG. So that's something that's really really exciting.
Oh, yeah, and Minister, I also want to, maybe on behalf of all the people of the community as well, they want to be a part of this as well, the security and helping. What would be your message to the community in terms of what they can do to help support such a strong security for the Pacific Islands Forum?
Right. Well, thank you, Randy. Thank you. I'm glad you're asking that question because I said it last week when I was here. I said it at the press conference today earlier. It's all about. I mean, it's community policing. We have to do this together. We have that word in Palau that says "kladaula," where we're going to have a big group of a visiting contingency coming to Palau, and we have to all have one collective face that represents Palau and the Pacific in bringing these people together. So, like we've said in our previous engagements here with Chief of Patrol and Lieutenant Padangala, so we expect increased traffic in terms of transporting of leaders, and you're not. This will not be new to the Palau community. So there'll be police convoys and escorts going up and down the road, bringing them from the airport to their hotels, and then transporting them to the different venues that they're going to hold meetings and engagements. So there'll be police officers on the road, and we just ask that people just have patience. We be patient and understand it's only for a short period of time where we're going to have this increased traffic. We ask for the public's cooperation and just to show that Pacific spirit, that particular Palauan spirit of welcoming people into our communities. There will be times when we might have to divert traffic from the main road down to the secondary roads, and police officers will always be there to facilitate that, as well as state rangers on the secondary roads. And we ask that we ask for everybody's patience and cooperation, and just to be mindful of police officers and rangers on the road, and to pay attention to those instructions. We're coming back on Tuesday with details on what specific dates and what a specific time we would need to close a certain portion of the road. Again, this is temporary, about a week's time, and we ask for everybody's patience and support as much as possible. We will facilitate those convoys through the main roads as fast as we can in a safe manner, so people can go about their business without much interference. But we just ask for people's understanding in that
Yeah.
area, and just the Pacific Way,
Mm-hmm.
and our biggest partners in all of this. So we're partnering up with folks from Australia and from the U.S. and all countries to put this together. But our biggest partner when it comes to showcasing that Pacific Palauan spirit is the community. You are
Yes.
our biggest partner,
Yep.
and we again I reiterate that message to you. Come out and show and be part of that spirit of welcoming folks into
Yes.
our communities. And if there are any questions or any concerns pertaining to traffic and movement
Mm-hmm.
on the highways and safety issues, please call the Bureau of Public Safety at any time, and we can address those concerns and those questions. Thank you, Randy, for asking that question.
Thank you, Minister, and I'm so glad for all of that. As long as we're secured, I'm happy.
Speaking
Okay, I say again, malungil kapsas ngin marbek la adar kultun ina IPFM Eco Paradise. Solay kadang sel program regi dalawang tirar sa lidera plura Australia. Al kuk mo pungkar sige program ng modong yang sing Australia Unpacked. Right? Powderfinger. If you guys know, Powderfinger is actually named after a song by Neil Young, and they're from Australia. So that's why we're highlighting Powderfinger for our show. Okay, so with that said, we're continuing our program with Australia Unpacked, and we're very fortunate. We have the Honorable Minister of Justice, Jennifer O'Reilly, as well as His Excellency, the Ambassador to Palau from Australia, Ambassador Toby Sharp. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and continue our program. Ambassador?
And, I thought it might be a good opportunity to throw back to Officer Ryan and just, reflect a bit more on what it was like working with, other Pacific Islanders and, finding out whether he was there with any other Palauans and
Yeah.
any other reflections on that.
Oh, thank you, Ambassador. And yes, it was not only me. Back into Picanba Training Center, we had 2 Palawans there, and cohort 2, which is me, Rani Ramonyor, and Officer Sigal Masang. And guess what? Currently, we have 2 female police officers who are there training right now.
Let's go.
And yes, they will be coming to deploying to Palau for PIF. We have Officer Susao, Kululaw, and Officer Oitro, 2 Palawan female police officers.
Oh, so as part of the PPSG, there are Palauans within the deployment that are going to be coming to Palau?
Yes, they are coming to deploy to help Palau.
Wow. That's interesting. Very cool.
Yeah, no, and it's fantastic to already see that those skills, sort of helping out and helping support Palau in their operations. Minister, I guess, you sort of reflecting on your experiences visiting Pinkenba as well. What was your takeaway when you had the chance to go to Brisbane last year for that?
Thank you, Ambassador. Yeah, I did have an opportunity to stay for a couple of days at the Pinkenba Training Center on occasion, and I actually stayed in the one of the accommodations that the trainees normally stay at, and it's an absolutely wonderful training center, equipped with as Ryan said, a gym, the classrooms, and the spacious outdoor space where they're able to do the fitness component of the training. A beautiful place, also beautiful landscape. But little things, Ambassador, that stuck out for me. I always want to go see, especially when police officers have to deploy for extended periods of time away from home. I always, as much as possible, want seek for an opportunity to go see. Never mind what are they learning, but where are they staying? How are they eating? Things that maybe are a little bit part of the mother hen part of me as a woman. So some of the things that stuck out for me is um, the level of planning that went into putting that training together stood out for me. I was eating meals at the mess hall with them at every meal. I think I was there for 3 days. So I was having the breakfast, lunch, dinner with our officers. And the menu was so Pacific, Ambassador. We had rice at every meal. We had large portions, and we had things like curry, adobo, fish, and lots of fruits and vegetables. And I don't know, maybe average supervisors who visit their folks don't really look into things like that, but I do. And for me, that was a degree of planning on the part of of center, knowing, we're Pacific folks. We have big appetites. We need to have our rice and we need to have our fish and our fruits and our vegetables. So that really stuck with me, Ambassador.
And they had it
And
there.
it made me feel good to get back on the plane and come back home and know that one of the most basic things is eating. I know our voice was at least good in that area. So things like that stick out for me, while other things might stick out for other people.
Mm.
But I left the center feeling good, Ambassador, that our boys were taken care of. And as Officer Ryan said, we currently have 2 female police officers who are there. So I'm happy because I know they're being taken care of, and I'm looking forward to seeing them in this deployment when they come home. So thank you. Uh, Never miss an opportunity to advocate for the value of PPSG and what that brings to Pacific policing. Uh, at the end of the day, it's a collective Pacific region, and it takes all of us. We are faced with a lot of mutual threats and security risk. Things like illegal fishing, IUU, transshipment, transnational crime, and we are strengthening this. PPSG is an example of Pacific as an initiative to combat security as a region. So, again, very happy for PPSG and looking forward to the deployment, Ambassador.
Yeah, and I think you said it well there. There's all these challenges that we as a region are facing,
Yep.
and PPSG, Australia's really proud to be able to back it financially and ensure that the region can support its other country, its own family in ensuring that the Pacific can deliver major events securely or recover from major unexpected events, and help support one another. I think as we all see the PPSG officers here on the ground next week, they're going to be here with a particular purpose, but I'm sure they're also going to be excited to be here as well. And so members of the community should feel comfortable going, saying hello, and
Yeah,
asking them a bit about their
absolutely.
story. And I think, as Officer Ryan said, they've all come from, sort of different backgrounds and different heritages, but they're all here with a shared mission, which is to collectively help Palau get through this important time and ensure a safe and secure PIF leaders meeting. So I want to acknowledge, the efforts that they're going to bring, but also the efforts of the Bureau of Public Safety and the hard work that the officers are going to do over the next couple of weeks of ensuring that leaders are treated appropriately and that the event goes smoothly. So I just wanted to say, thank you to your minister
you.
for joining, and thank you, Officer Ryan, for coming in and sharing some of your experiences.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I say again, thank you, Minister of the Ministry of Justice, and also thank you, Officer, for sharing those great insight. I wanted to hear also about the similarities, because this isn't just any group of officers from anywhere. These are a group of officers from our region. So were there similarities that you saw, like similarities and challenges that they went through, that you saw that you're going through in Palau?
Oh, thank you for the great question. And yes, we do. It's the same policing, so yes, we do have similarities. Um, but there are some difference between us, which they don't have much tools like we do, or like us Palau, we don't have like as Australia has. But as for the ground rules and the laws, it's similar.
All right. Well, that's great. So it's good to also, be getting help from people that see eye to eye with you. So we're not just grabbing anybody from anywhere. And,
Oh, yes,
we're
yes.
bringing people that understand. And like what Minister said, the Pacific way, that understand the Pacific way. Okay. So with that said, we're getting ready for the quiz. Are you guys going to stay for the quiz? Yeah? Okay. Thank you, Minister, for saying a few minutes, 5 minutes for the quiz, because we're going to be giving some prizes out. One of our prizes is the very delicious and tasty Tim Tam from Australia. That's one of our prizes. And another one is this Australian honey. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Ambassador?
Oh, well, yes. I know there's a whole range of different honeys that you can have around Australia. There's so many different types of flora. And so depending upon what part of Australia you're from, often honey tastes really different. So we've just brought some in for people to try some fresh honey from Australia.
Wow. So are the bees Australian?
Well,
gotta
I think
be.
they've
They
probably
gotta
got accents. I don't know. I don't speak bee.
All right. And then lastly, this Ramalig 2 cap. Is that what it is?
Yeah, so Australia has been partnering really closely, as the Minister said, with Palau on maritime security for over 30 years. And as part of that, we've worked in the maritime space, originally with the Remelik 1 under the through our Department of Defense colleagues, but now with the Remelik 2 through the Pacific Maritime Support Program, which helps support Palau, ensure its marine area is safe and secure and help deal with challenges like transnational crime and IUU.
Yep.
All right. So say el ngulko el Ramalig 2. Ngulko niya el Ramalig 2. Okay. So with that said, we are ready to ask our first question for the day or for our program. Yes. And the question, if you answer it right, you can win one of the prizes. So our first prize is a Tim Tam. Is that right?
Three packets of Tim Tams, Ronnie.
They get 3. Okay, well, it's 3 packs of Tim Tam if you get it on time. Because if you wait too long, there's probably going to be 1 pack left.
Oh, that's right.
So once you win it, you got to hurry up and come to Australia-Palau and get your prize. All right. In order to win, you got to call that number 488-3477 and try to answer the question. If you get it right, then you win your prize. All right. The question is, to which Pacific country did the Pacific Policing Support Group first deploy? Okay? Tamlorgel Balu, Saralgotel deploy Tirgel, Tirgagi del PPSG, Pacific Police Support Group, Policing Support Group. Tamle first deploy Tilmorgel Balu, Raal Sela Pacific. Okay?
Test of your listeners knowing about the full Pacific family and member countries that have been coming for PIF.
Yes. All right. So if you know the answer, or if you think you know the answer, call that number 488-3477 and try your luck. All right. If you get it right, you win a prize. We got 2 more prizes left. Kabong mamakadong na 488-3477. Molas mal Lonier Sergei saying Tatilaw del Morguera Selgotal deploy Arcel Pacific Policing Support Group Selgotal Magidba el Tov del Tigel el first group el Marabulura Pacific et Morgel Bulura Pacific. Okay? Kagida caller lomgodong kamedrang single caller. Caller, you're on the air, Kabong. Solomon Islands is so close, but not it. Nice try, caller. Nuta try. 488-3477 is the number to call. Alingal caller, this is Solomon Islands, and that is not the right answer. So nice try. Call again, 488-3477. Got another caller calling in. Let's hear our Caller, you're on the air. Kabang yung caller. Norgel Balu. Kamlut. Samoa, is that your final answer? Are you sure it's Samoa? Well, talofa to you too. Congratulations. That is absolutely correct. Woo! Okay, so you got 5 minutes to get to Ganel Belao. Otherwise, I will eat all the Tim Tams. Okay. Also, when that's 7 megaringi, and sa ML may pick up a price na ka ra asel embassy ra Australia. Yung kumina sa ngarigere? Ngarigere. Hindi ako ngarabe. Bula, Bank of Guam. Okay, so hang on to the line. Hindi kami hang up. Pero maldiyo na ka the line eh. Or kadi hindi na. Yung relital niya sa mga ako sa sound dolor yung sing. Alright. What I say again, kuman sulang tunin na Ganel Belao 87.9. Dito kung total program regi 3 hours sa lidera Balura Australia. Sel dam kodong Australia Unpacked. El programa na sel embassy na Australia kung mga sulil. Matmokot tiyagi del programa sa edukok tira kadabang sa isla Australia ma ayel kuk na seulo maskid to bet sa ayel nga ser el alo maskid ra tema pif kada mal mo mal aswar lasing ngara klunyo le tiyagi del will el do last mal wolweringi ra tarong le Balura Belao ma Balura Australia mlamo more than 30 years mga mga sulela ambassador Toby Sharp el most el joiner gid tiyagi del programa gid el al. So with that said, thank you, Ambassador, for joining us and hanging out with us. I mean, who gets to say that they are hanging out with ambassadors? So thank you, Ambassador, for hanging out with us.
No problem. I got left with all the Tim Tams, so I'm having a good time.
I know. And I'm over here in the back of a glass room away from the Tim Tam. That's how they're keeping the Tim Tam safe for the winner. So, yeah. All right. So, winner, make sure to pick up your prize on Monday at the Australian Embassy right above Bank of Guam. Okay, and there's a lot of winners that haven't picked up their prizes, so please stop by the embassy, check it out. Check out the embassy. It's a really cool embassy. Got nice chairs, got nice tables, and yeah, and they got Tim Tams, so why not stop by and check that out. All right, we got 2 more prizes to give away. Okay, di ramde la tablo prizes mamala ko gikle atang ya talagal prize amok lo claim. Ya one regal prize asel el honey. Oy, di ako ramok medal why ako ra why lot ding guk to the regal arma el Balura Australia el bees oy ko ra hats. Oy. And then we got the League 2. Why say lang klel el bilas el maral el patrol la Balura Belao el bled donate tanya Balura Australia maulo ka dire el mal el gora asel baakla at yagi del League 2 el bled trainer ni other Australia dire el article officers ngani ma at yagi da gora while oral secure aboard there gidra IEEC oy makadaman mga sulil dire el gora no sabil القلت مقيسي التأكيد سل الغول ما تعمرين الأذل الغول مرال بس it's like a brand new cap straight like from the captain's head.
Yeah,
I'm
fresh.
sure fresh. So it's a really cool collectible to have a League 2 hat or cap. So those are some great prizes that you can win. In order to win, you got to call that number 488-3477 and answer this next question right, and you're going to get yourself a prize. Okay, so our next prize is Australian honey from the bees down under. All right? And so, in order to win that prize, you got to answer this question. Ambassador, would you like to read the question?
Sure.
Actually? Yeah.
So we've been talking about the Pacific Policing Support Group today,
Mm-hmm.
and Officer Ryan's experiences. He and the minister both had the opportunity to spend some time at the Pinkenbar Training Centre, which is the home of the PPSG.
What is it called again?
Pinkenbar,
Pinkenbar?
yeah.
Wow.
So our question is, in what Australian city is Pinkenbar?
What Australian city is Pinkenbar? It's got to be somewhere pink. And ba? Okay, sige lagi la logger ni tanga kalabasador Balura Australia Belao malsumo ko mga la enser mo ko 488-3477 agira say ngarger el blue tiagi del ngarger Balura Australia Ang tagi del training center lo mo niya sa Pinken ba. Oo, tagi sa training center lo blangi tagi del Pacific Policing Support Group. Tagi del PPSG. Tamle train tagi del training center. Ending tiangel balu. Okay, at sumo kamadang la enser. Kung nga nasa nga gira Pinken ba. Mo mo na 488 3477 mo ay sira enser ka. Okay, at sumo correct. Winner sige del price akal Australian honey. Okay, at sumang kamister hindi ka price ako. So, mo mo na 488 3477 and try to get it right. Get it right, get it tight. All right. 488-3477. Okay, again, I'll assume ko correct. Kung winner sell price. Question I say, ngarigir el blue. Sige del Pinken Ba Training Center. Tiyang ngarigir el Blue Australia. Ngarakas kila el Blue Australia. Okay? Again, iti sell el Training Center. Naringi tigigid el Pacific Policing Support Group el train. Okay? Pinken Ba Training Center. Sounds like a pink and bar. Like I'm pretty sure there was a bar. Did he say there was a bar? No, it can't be a bar. They're policing. 488-3477 is the number to call to win that prize. All right, here we go. We got a caller calling in. Hopefully they got the right answer. Caller, you're on the air. Are you saying Brisbane or Brisbane? Brisbane. Caller? You are absolutely right. It is Brisbane. Thank you. Woohoo! Okay. Congratulations sa kamlawin na yung Australian honey. Natal mo nga honey? No honey? Okay, well, congratulations. You got a honey now. And it's from Australia. All right? Yeah. You want to make a shout out to anybody? All
Thank you very
right.
much.
Okay, dami ang aper malihang an. Okay. Okay, coming to you live here on EPFM Eco Paradise. We thank our callers and thank you for that great prize, Australian honey. Wow, I want some Australian honey. We're gonna play, guys, the next song. One of my favorite songs. This one from Gautier, and you might know this one because it's somebody that you used to know. Check it out. Coming to you live on EPFM Eco Paradise. Yes, that is Gautier, and his stage name is pronounced Gautier. Comes from the French nickname Gautier, which is related, I can't say it, which related to his birth name, Wouter de Bakker. Okay, Wouter de Bakker. And Gautier was born in Belgium, but he grew up in Australia, and his massive 2011 hit, Somebody That I Used to Know, became a worldwide phenomenon, reaching number one in more than 20 countries. Wow. Gautier. All right. Gautier. Okay, with that said, we are continuing our show. Yes, we are. Australia Unpacked. Again, we're very fortunate for His Excellency Ambassador Toby Sharp for joining us and hanging out with us while we give away our last prizes. We got one last prize left, which is the Ramalig 2 cap. So thank you, Ambassador, for hanging out with us.
No problem at all.
All right. And then, so with that said, you are more than welcome to give us our last question.
Yes, well, this one is sort of more about the Tim Tams in a way. So there's an Australian way of sometimes eating a Tim Tam called a Tim Tam Slam, and I was wondering if anyone might be able to guess
what Tim Tam Slam.
Yeah, Tim Tam Slam. Always a favorite of people, especially after a long day. So yeah, we were trying to see if a caller could maybe guess what is a Tim Tam Slam.
A Tim Tam Slam. Wow. Okay, I can only imagine what a Tim Tam Slam would be. I have done that's a s'more. That's not a slam, but a Tim Tam Slam. Okay, I gotta research about this because this has to be something really interesting. So again, if you wanna win the prize, which is a very exclusive Ramalig 2 cap, all right, you gotta call that number 488-3477. Try to answer the question Ambassador just asked. If you can describe or at least tell us what is a Tim Tam Slam. Ooh, what is a Tim Tam Slam? All right. Call that number 488-3477 and try to explain what is a Tim Tam Slam. Very interesting. All right. Well, hopefully they know what it is because that's a really cool prize. Rum League 2 cap. That is the ship that secures our borders. So be really cool to have a cap that represents that. So call that number 488-3477 and try to explain what a Tim Tam Slam is. So can you at least like tell us when did you start doing this Tim Tam Slam and like
Well, I think most Australians are sort of taught it while they're kids, so it's usually it's
is it like passed on from generations to generations of Australians?
Look, there are some people in families that are convinced it's the only way to eat a Tim Tam properly.
Okay. All right. So hopefully this caller knows what it is. Let's hear our caller. Caller, you are on the air. Tim Tam Straw. I'm going to explaining you. What do you mean? Really? Emang kang spelling ka straw? How? Emel motma? Yeah, a few. All right. Well, congratulations, caller. That is absolutely right. Is that right, Ambassador?
That is right. Yeah, that's exactly right.
All right. Congratulations, caller. That is absolutely right. So it is basically you use it as a straw. I can't imagine because it's kind of not shaped for a straw.
Yeah, you have to bite off the ends first.
Okay, so you bite one end and then the other end.
Ends off.
Oh, okay. I see it. Ngayon, Ambassador Muringi.
And then you put it in your drink and you suck up through it.
I see. Wow. Okay, I will. Congratulations, caller. You won yourself a exclusive Ramalig 2 cap. You can pick it up at the the embassy. Ambassador's work. Yeah, basically. Ambassador's work. The embassy of Australia. Where? Yep, right there. So you can pick that up on Monday. You want to make a shout out? Yeah, nobody deserves a shout out. Okay, fine. Hang on to the line. Don't hang up. I'm going to get to you real quick, okay? Okay, Maloy say, Komam Sulang Lorang Sang 87.9. Ambassador, thank you. That's such a great show. We got everybody. I think everybody's ready now for PIF.
Yeah.
They're going to be so secured. Like, we're going to be eating out of, like, a lot of Tim Tam straws. Like, we're going to be so comfortable.
A lot of PPSG officers here, so make sure to say hello.
PPSG. That's so cool. They're going to be here hanging out with us and securing Palau. Like, I just feel like it's such a cool thing to collaborate with other Pacific islands, but also to, Australia. I've been waiting for Australia to collaborate with Palau forever. So I'm glad that when they did open that door, like a flood of positive things have been coming to Palau. So thank you, Ambassador, for that. That's amazing.
No, we're excited by it too.
Yeah. So any last words?
No. Just say wish.
You're just
going to
eat all the Tim Tams.
Palau, a successful Pacific Island Forum leaders meeting. I'm sure it's going to be a great time for everyone, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of exciting things going on in Koror and around the country.
Yeah. All right. Tamalay sa hindi kita kung kumam sulang tun ina IPFM. Eco Paradise. Say that show kita dum ko niya sing Australia Unpacked. Laka dum May mo anparngi ako mamting to kung kila labro Australia. Okay, so with that said, thank you guys for tuning in and have a good day. Well, actually, good night because it's it's not. I was gonna good day. Oh man, it doesn't work because it's evening. All right, well, have a good night.